In this tutorial in Microsoft Excel, I'd like to show you how to do some very quick formatting of data you've placed into a pivot table. I have the raw data here on my tab called Master Sheet of my mythical workout classes. And so I'm going to click on sheet number 2, which will take me to my pivot table. And this is what we've created. Again, if you click anywhere inside the table, you will have the fields show up on the right. Right now my rows are students and my columns are classes. Again, pivot tables are so great because if I want to add a subtotal of months, I just click on month and all of a sudden that occurs here. If I want to put the months first and the students second, I can drag and reorder that, and now it's ordered by month and then by student. We have more about that in other lessons, but they're really fun to work with because they're so simple to change. But what if you want to change the formatting? If I want to change all these numbers of the weight loss in terms of pounds, all I need to do is right-click on any cell, it can be a blank cell, and click on Number Format. And then I can change it. Let's say I want to make it to 2 decimal points. I'll click on OK. And not that cell, but every cell is automatically changed. So that's one nice way to make some changes in my pivot table. If I want to change the way they look, when I'm in the pivot table, I will have a pivot table tools above my toolbar. One is Analyze and one is Design. So let me click on Design. And now I have some more options about how I can make this look. If you look carefully, I have a grand total down here and a grand total to the right, so both rows and columns. I click on Grand Totals. I can turn both of them off. I can have both of them on. I can say the rows have totals, and I say only the columns. So I'm going to click on this one here, and we'll turn our row totals off. And now I have no totals down here. I have my grand total in this cell. If I want to change the name of it, I can do that. I can say total weight loss, and it will automatically change that. So if I'll expand the column here. So the other thing I can do is if I want to go back into that same Design tab and click on Grand Totals, I want to turn both of them on. It will inherit the name. So now this doesn't say total, it just says total weight loss as well. So that's nice. It will pick up any changes you made in that. You can also change it in order to on how you deal with subtotals. I say do not show subtotals at bottom of group or top of group. Let's do bottom of group. And here I have a February total, a March total, April total, etc. So that gives me my subtotals. If I want them not to be shown at all, I can just click here and they disappear. Another option I have is styles of pivot tables. If I click anywhere here, I can change the style of the table, and I can also click on down here to change them more dramatically. The other option I can do is I can click on banded rows or banded columns, and that will give me some different options here on how I can change the look and feel of my pivot table. We can also take off row headers or column headers. If I take off row headers, they're gone. If I take off column headers, they too will disappear. And we can band the rows, band the columns. Those are just some of the things. Now you can also go in and override any particular cell if you want to when it comes to your formatting in the pivot table by going to your Home tab and doing some other formatting on that. So there are several ways in which you can kind of spruce up, brighten up, or change your pivot table. Again, I can go back here and I can say, well, I don't want to show the months again. I want something more concise. And here it just shows me my students. Or I can take the students out and put the months in and not have the people, just the other data. So there's all kinds of ways in which you can modify the table and the formatting of all the things you see when you create pivot tables in Microsoft Excel.